Thank you so much, guys. Welcome everyone to the ICP OffChain Seattle meetup. And today we're here to learn how video and music content evolving with AI and blockchain technology. And first of all, we want to thank our sponsors who make this event possible. They are OffChain Global, ICP.Hub North America, Venture Mechanics Co-working Studio, Rising Ones Collective, our presenters, DFINITY Foundation, iToken Music, Hot or Not, the hosting team OffChain Seattle, especially our creative and innovative directors, our media partner Genzio, and every single one of you for choosing to spend your rainy night with us. And my name is Andrea. I'm the founder of OffChain Seattle. For our first-time attendees, OffChain Seattle is the local chapter of the OffChain global community for emerging tech professionals and enthusiasts to connect, learn, and collaborate on cutting-edge innovations. And OffChain started in 2017 and has grown to more than 70 chapters all over the world, with including professionals from all backgrounds and experiencing Web3, AI, XR, cybersecurity, IoT, you name it. Whether you're an investor, entrepreneur, or developer, or just a curious learner, you'll find a friendly and supportive community here. And now, please allow me to introduce you the CEO and Chief Mechanic of Venture Mechanics Co-working Studio, Ron Wiener, to say a few words on how he and his team supports local startups and businesses.
Thank you, Andrea. This is day 5 for us. We just had our grand opening. So if you weren't here for the grand opening and you'd like a tour afterwards, happy to walk you through, or TJ way back there can walk you through. This is basically your typical co-working space with hot desks and private offices and conference rooms, all that stuff. We also have a photo studio. It's kind of unique, but every stick of furniture in here is sit stand, like this one here. Right? Even the conference tables, right? So it's a very active office orientation. But the real thing that's that excites us, and the reason we did it, is the startup community. It's going to be 100% startups in here, and we have educational programs, a couple of hundred planned every year, plus an entire stable of experienced mentors providing pro bono assistance to the startups. So if you are curious, want to learn more, go to venturemechanics.com or come see me or TJ. And we're ecstatic to have Andrea be the first person to host an event in here. So looking forward to learning about all this stuff. Thank you.
Gotta change. So that's Venture Mechanics, and Ron and TJ, please feel free to reach out to them. And next, I'd like to introduce you to ICP.Hub North America. They are playing a pivotal role in accelerating the mass adoption of internet computer, both in Canada and the US. ICP.Hub is an initiative powered by the DFINITY Foundation, aiming to raise awareness about the world computer. Currently, there are 15 ICP hubs worldwide, located in Mexico, Kenya, Germany, Italy, Turkey, Dubai, Philippines, Thailand, Malaysia, South Korea, Bulgaria, Singapore, Canada, and the US. ICP North America was co-founded by Javier Arroyo Ferreira. Together with his team, they assist developers, entrepreneurs, and Web3 enthusiasts in integrating with the Internet Computers North America community. Their support is channeled through the Developer and Community Grants Program, including a total fund of over $250 million. They're not only providing sponsorship, but also continually guide developers and communities through their journey. If you're interested, please reach out and contact ICP. Best way is to reach out them through X, former Twitter handle at ICP North, or you can reach out directly to the co-founder Javier Arroyo Ferreira on LinkedIn or Telegram. Now, without further ado, please join me in welcoming our first presenter, the Senior Developer Relations Engineer at DFINITY, Carsten Jacobsen.
Hello, everyone. I will see if I can share my screen. Do you all see it now? Okay, yes. Great, great. Thank you for the introduction, and thank you for everyone who is participating and facilitating this. These events are really important to us. It's a great way to get the internet computer in front of developers, and yeah, just spread the word about what we're doing and what the opportunities are. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the developer grant program we have. The grant program started when we had our Genesis launch about 2 years ago, and I joined the foundation about the same time. And what it is it's a pool of money that was allocated to help developers build on the internet computer. It was new for most developers, and of course there would be a learning curve, and kind of to help overcome that learning curve and to help fund some experiments and get developers excited and start building. We allocated this pool of money to help our developers. Some of the funds have been allocated for special purposes. We have a DIAI pool of money that's specifically for AI type of projects. We have a pool for female developers and founders, and other programs come from time to time where we give certain topics some more focus. So when we launched the internet computer, we didn't have a lot of documentation. We didn't have a lot of example code. We didn't have much to show developers how to build on the IC. So the developer grant program was really instrumental to get that, because with the funding and with the grants, developers started building on the IC and built small sample codes, built small applications. And that was really great for us to show developers that this is what you can do, and this is how other developers are building on the IC, get developers inspired and excited about it through other developers' projects. So it was really instrumental in the beginning to really get some code out there, get some repos. We could show other developers how to do different things. And today it's a great, we use it also as a showcase for what you can do. We typically give grants also to projects that are good example of what you can build. Some projects that maybe wouldn't have been built otherwise, but from a technical perspective is really interesting. So there's a wide range of projects that we support. It's very easy to apply. You can see the link there, DFINITY.submittable.com/submit. That links to a form, and you fill out the form, and then you're on your way to a grant. We do not have any deadlines. We accept applications on a rolling basis, so you can apply at any time. There's no deadline. So just going through the process a little bit, it is a very easy process. It's we try to not put up too many obstacles. First, you submit the application with the link I showed in the previous slide. Then at least 2 from my team, the growth team, has to say, yes, we think this is a great project. It could great to see this built on the IC, and we think the founders or the developers, they can pull it off. So at least two of us has to say, yes, let's move forward with this. When that happens, we send out an invite for an interview, and there we just go over your application. We may have some questions. It could be technical. It could be about the market. It could be, yeah, anything where we feel there are some gaps. We're trying to fill those gaps. And when we feel we have a pretty good idea of what we want to build and gotten to know you a little bit, then we submit it to the grant committee, who is a board of some of our executives. They make the decision if we want to reward the team with a grant or not. After that, when you get an email saying, yes, we would like to support your grant, we have one step is called defining the milestones. A lot of times that's already taken care of in the application, but in case we feel we need a little bit more detailed, so then we go through this step. Usually we don't take a call about that. It's just writing back and forth and say, maybe this is a little bit on the light side. Some applications, they say in milestone 1, we want to build the front end. In milestone 2, we want to build the back end. In milestone 3, we want to test it. That doesn't really tell us a lot about what to expect from these milestones. So we like to be a little bit more technical and more like a checklist to say, okay, we want to accomplish this, this, and this in our milestones. We do milestone reviews, and we do that for, let's say, the 25K grant is the most popular grant size. We have a 30-day check-in. That's usually just done with a form where you fill out your progress and record a small video. The halfway milestone, we do a short Zoom call and just see how you're doing. If you have a demo, we'll love to see it, and just make sure that the progress that you're making, the progress that you put in your milestones. We just want to see that you hit your goals. We do not, by the way, we don't dictate milestones. It's up to you to define what you want to accomplish in a milestone. We just say yes or no if we feel it's a good amount of work. And then we have a final demo at the end where we love to see what you built throughout the grant process. This is typically also the time where we would like to see that the project is starting to onboard some users, or at least get some feedback from the community. And it's usually us where we start to talk about what is the next step. For some projects, they finish there. There's no more, and the project is done, is completed. For others, it's the first step of many, and then we can have a discussion about if a follow-on grant makes sense, or if that's something that would be helpful. Okay, so just a few words about what a great application is in our opinion. A really good start is, it sounds simple, but fill out the form, answer the questions, try to be pretty detailed about what you want to build, how you want to build it, and what you expect the deliverables will be. It's really simple. It's not rocket science in any way, but it is something that from time to time we see applications are lacking a little bit of information, which makes it harder for us to make a decision if we want to move forward or not. The milestones, the more well-defined they are here, the more smooth the rest of the process will be. So that's always great to have some good milestones where pretty detailed what you want to accomplish for each milestone. And it's always interesting to hear also why you're working on this project. Is it something that you think could be a fun challenge to build something on the IC? That's great. Is it something you want to turn into a business, or what's driving you? Why are you building this? And then a little bit about what is your prior experience with the IC. Some projects we have supported with the grants have no prior experience with the IC. The first time they build a project is the one on the interview is the one that they are applying for grants, and that's totally fine too. We have three different sizes of grants. We have the 5K grant, we have a 25K grant, and a 100K grant. All three sizes, the amount will be paid out in ICP, but this is the amount that at the time that we do the conversion is based on. We pay out the funds after each milestone. So when we've done a milestone review, you get a portion of the grant. Then you do the next milestone review, and another portion of the grant, and then at the final you get the remaining part. So that's how it works. The 5K grants are great for small projects. It's typically something experimental. Maybe when you've been developing something, you missed a tool or library, or maybe you're building a proof of concept or something. It's something that you can do in 1 to 2 months. The 25K grant is usually more like developers who want to build an app. They want to build something that can launch and onboard users, and it could also be tools and infrastructure type of projects that are just a little bit bigger. And the 100K grant, we almost never give that out as the first grant. We do like to see some traction, see some acceptance from the market. We like to see some signals that the team can actually successfully onboard some users and start to get some traction before we get the 100K. There are exceptions if you're building some infrastructure type of projects where it's something that will have a huge impact for the developers, something we should develop, but we don't have the time resources to do, and you want to take that on, that could be an example. But usually the 100K grant is more for projects that has some traction. I have three. I feel it's good. They represent the grant program pretty well. We have two teams here tonight talking about their projects. I didn't want to put them on the slide because you're already getting an introduction to them. But the Go agent I think is a great example of a infrastructure tooling type of project. We had a developer who developed a Go agent. So let's say you have an application written in Go, but you would like to use blockchain. You want to use internet computer for some parts of the project. It could be to accept Bitcoin or ICP, or it could be storing data on chain. For some reason, you want to split it up. Well, the Go agent makes it super easy to make the integration between the two. So for me, that's a really good example of a tooling or a library type of project that makes it a lot easier for developers, and we love to support those type of projects. We like to see everything on chain, but we also know that it's not possible. Some things has to run off chain. Sometimes you need to get data that runs on Web 2 services, or let's say your application has to send a text message. It's not something we can do on chain at the moment. So oracles are being used for that a lot. And O'Reilly made a really, really nice project that orchestrates oracles and makes it very easy to set up and get external data from other external services. So I think that's a good example of a project that showcase some of the things you can do and make developers' lives easier. Nuance is a Web3 blocking platform, and you can say they do what a lot of blocking platforms on Web 2 does. Something like WordPress, you can easily create a post and set up a nice layout, but they bring in some Web3 features. One example is that everything you write, all the articles and all the text you write on Nuance is actually stored as an NFT, and there is some additional functionality tied up to that. So I think it's a cool project because it takes something we know from Web3, from Web 2, and then adds some functionality from Web 3, and then they run everything on chain. So I think it's a pretty cool project. There are some limitations though for what we can support. We can't support projects that contain explicit content. It's a policy we have. We don't support that. Betting and gambling type of applications are, it's not black and white. It's something that we look at on a case by case basis, and sometimes we approve applications and sometimes we don't. It really depends on how it's set up, but they are typically harder to get. NFT marketplaces are something we funded quite a bit of in the beginning of the grants life. So we typically don't support that with grants unless you have some angle, you have something new, you're doing it in a different way, then we're open to it as well. I've seen applications where and that's you wouldn't think it would happen, but some developers, they apply for grants so they can pay their AWS or Google Cloud bills, and obviously we can't do that. We're kind of competing against them, so we're not going to pay your AWS bills if that's what you hope, and also not buy new laptops for the team. It is a developer grant. We like to support development done on the IC, and that's what we are looking for. If you would like to get started building on the IC, you don't have a great idea what to build, but you would like to start building something, and it would be nice to have a little bit of funds to work with, then you can go and take a look at our request for proposals and bounties. We have some ideas that we would like to see being built on the IC, and there's a list and some amounts that we can reward developers who want to take on these challenges. We have some requests for startups. It's businesses that we see could live very well on the IC, and we would love to see as well. We have a list of those too, and it's more like categories, and that's an option too. And then we have the community grants. Community grants is different from the developer grants in the way that we support more educational activities with the community grant, where it's more developer activities with the developer grants. And that was it. That was my quick walkthrough of the grant program and what we can do and what we do with the grants. So I hope that gave you an idea of what the opportunities are with that. I'll just stop sharing my screen. So if anyone has a question, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to answer.
Does anyone have questions?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I know you all want to see the demos. That's the cool part. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, it's hard to hear.
It's required. Sorry.
Are there specific application types that you're looking for, or is it open to anything?
It's open to anything. I would say we have a few. If you go to the request for proposals, there are a few ideas, but don't feel limited by that. We are giving grants to so many different types of dApps that it doesn't even make sense to try to mention some of them. I would say this: the sky is the limit. The most important thing is that we feel that I would say we've gone a little bit from supporting everything that showcase how to build on the IC to now we look for a project. We still look for good examples of how to use technology, like when we rolled out the CK-BTC using blockchain on the internet computer. It was great to see some examples of how to do that, how to build that, some sample code. But we, in general, we are looking for projects that could potentially turn into a business or be useful for other developers. Something that's developed, like tooling, infrastructure kind of projects is always interesting. But projects that actually has a chance of engaging with the users and onboarding users and get some traction. That I think that's always interesting.
Yeah, so thank you. I want to ask, do you also help facilitate connection between builders? So let's say you have someone who's very technical or someone who's non-technical but has a great idea, but does not really have any technical skills. Do you help do that within the community?
So I'm not sure if I heard everything, but it sounds like if we can help connect you with.
Do you help anybody with no technical background?
Yeah. Actually, I have a really good example. Monday I had a new interview for a follow-on grant with a guy. He is not a developer. He had a great idea, and we talked to him about 6-8 months ago, and he had this great idea, and he said, if I can get the grants, I will go out and find someone who can help build it for me, either contractors or a co-founder, technical co-founder. And we took a chance on him and said, yeah, sounds like a great idea, and you convinced us that you can actually pull that off. So he actually found someone who wanted to build this with him because he had the funding to do it, and now he's on his second grant, and they're going to do a launch of the project in 2-3 months. So he started without any experience, no developer experience, and now he's going to launch his product.
Any other questions? Okay.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you, Carsten. And next we have Malcolm, the co-founder of iToka Music.
Hi everyone. Is that okay? I just speak without microphone? No? Okay. Hi everyone. Yeah, thanks for joining tonight. And yeah, my name is Malcolm, and I'm the co-founder of the ICP.Hub Music. And at first, I really have to appreciate the sponsorship from DFINITY, OffChain, and also ICP.Hub. And thank you for the invitation. So for us, I want to talk about the AI integration with the Web3, because basically we are building the generative AI for music since early 2022. So yeah, so let's get started. So problem statement. So what are we doing? What problem we are solving? So how many of you guys ever try to make music? Basically, everybody is music lovers, right? Everybody try to make music, but I believe make music is hard for people who didn't have experience. So the challenge is, if we want to make music, there's a big gap. We have to learn music first. And if we want to get that music without learning, we probably can hire a musician. They're probably gonna hire people. It would cost the time and cost the money. So here is the AI jumping. If we can build the AI simply just by prompting the text, and the AI return the music back to the user, there's a lot of pain, and we can release, and we can we can bring a lot of innovation over here. So first is reduce the gap from learning. A couple months, we reduce 2 minutes, and making a song, for example, using for the portfolio content, you hire a freelancer, you're probably $500, and from AI, we use the GPU computation, everything is probably less than $1. And also simple terms means for the AI generative, for the generative AI music, we don't need to talk to the label or any IP manager, say, okay, the music we need to get you approved. Do I get a permission to post it on my to use it for my game development, or do I get permission to post it for our ads content? So yeah, quite simple. So basically, we built our Muse engine, and we want to enable basically 7 billion people to create their first song as fast as 5 minutes. And we targeted on the high quality music for utility, and and also highly customizable. I will show the demo at the last, and because we just complete the development last week, save for later. And after AI, so people would like to ask, okay, how can Web3 put everything together with AI? We think the problem here is that one thing is not solved is the IP of the AIGC. Because the music IP is very complicated. Like for example, the consumer music for the song is on the Spotify. You cannot play even in the open space. You needed to pay for another licensing. So to get rid of those problems, we think that Web3 is the end solution for AIGC IP management. So this is our paradigm. How do we implement the generative AI music? How do we manage their IP by the smart contract? We want in the future the people when they create the music, and it's directly hosting on the blockchain, and and also automatically track who use that music, and the user who want to use that music directly pay by the crypto, and without any middle layer, even us, without us. We already built 3 products. So first is our Discord jukebox player, which is connected to the jukebox server. And for the people who are in the Discord, they can listen to our music. And the jukebox directly connected to the blockchain, which is the ICP, the Internet Computer Protocol. Second is our AI. This is our major product, and we spend a majority of the time to research what's going on. And later I'm gonna show everyone how it supports the content creation. The last one is under developing, which is we want build our Web3 streaming protocol on internet computer. So once it's done, the music later gonna hosting on the blockchain forever, and exist forever, and all of the usage transaction gonna be tracked by the blockchain, and the user can manage their IP without us. So this is the experiment. We also the research we running to like the validate our idea and also the strengths test. So we research multiple blockchains. You see the ICP, Algorand, Ethereum, Near, and Solana. ICP has the superior advantage for cost. It's only $5 gigabyte per year, and each smart contract is supporting 52 gigabytes. This is and you can see if you do the same thing on Ethereum, it's probably gonna cost $79 million. That's crazy, right? So in the same time, for our experiment, we build based on our infrastructure. We find out the streaming speed is actually amazing. We actually can be even faster than Apple Music and also Spotify. So this is the power of the ICP infrastructure supporting us building our application. Here is the list of the countries, like the people participate our research. We see all everywhere from the world, from Africa, from the Asia. It's very fast. This is the founder of the ICP, Dominic, helping us to repost the call for the research, participate our stress test for the infrastructure, and this is the DFINITY Foundation, also helping us to execute our project, and you can see it's reposted, and we got reported by the TechCrunch as well. Our team is basically very small. Yeah, so this is my co-founder Yihao. He's the music AI lead. Both of us, we are machine learning engineer and AI scientist. I'm previous IC3 on Cornell, and also I have 7 years crypto experience, mining cryptos, and I feel it's amazing, that we can bring two of them together, and also with the music. Okay, yeah. So now I wanted to talk about the building AI from scratch. Speaking of the AI in general, this is the very good opportunity we start the idea. So the first reason is the LLMs is basically enables the generative error. The ChatGPT proof the text to text is useful, and is able to help the human to process many works. And right now, I think it's the moment we can move on for X, or move on to text to X. For example, Midjourney, they enable the text to image, and Runway, they are enabling the text to video. And I think it's the moment we can pass this validation, and then we can go in deeper for many other works. And the second is the small team and the big idea. The AI startup, I think is don't have to be big, and I think the AI is also very good for startup, because there's a fundamental reason. It's the AI, we are very focusing on data and computation, and we don't have to spend quite energy on UI designing, which means we have less people requirement. So yeah, this is the second. This is second reason, and for third is the there's so many areas is not being practiced. For example, we are doing the text to music, and there's a lot of opportunity like for text to audio. I give you example like the Murph.ai is the voiceover company. They are like by prompting the text and then give back the user the voiceover. Also, Synthesia, which is the virtual presenter company, they have been a unicorn right now to generate the virtual presenter for the user. Besides the opportunity, there's a lot of challenges. So I split up for 3 parts, which is the data acquisition, and also computational resources, and also how to manage the AI GCIP. Yeah, this graph is it too small? It's too small. Okay, yeah. So this graph is from the Y Combinator. This is for like what's their thesis to invest the generative AI. You can see there's a lot of like there's a lot of areas like a vertical SaaS they are targeting on to challenge. Like for example, the sales, the AI can generate the sales advertisements by the text, and a lot of companies they are doing it. There's also can be the customer support for AI. For example, the conversational chatbot to help the flow of the management, and also for data analytics, which is the AI help the team to analyze the feeds and then give back the recommendation. Yeah, this graph is most interesting. I want to like make a demonstration. You can see the AI startup is crazy. It can have a very less employees, and also make the make the high revenue as well. Okay, this is exciting, right? Yes or no? But okay. But the challenge I was addressing is like this is not easy, because the costs on the back majorly lie on the computational resources. So for example, the graph on there is the price from the Google Cloud. Because if you want to build your AI, you need the GPU. And you need a good GPU. How good it is, like the NVIDIA A100 and the H100. That GPU is the A100 is around like $20,000 per unit, and H100 is $50,000 per unit. And that graph is one server, the minimal A100 server on Google. And monthly cost is almost 30,000. And if you do the math, if we run the commitment to rent their server for a year, it's probably gonna take, I just did the math, 360,000. And that's for minimal. And we probably need 3 of them. So we probably every year gonna pay $1 million to Google. And this is for the AWS, and almost the same as Google. So yeah, AI is excited, but be smart with the computational resources, to release the pain of the AI development. I think the synergy of the Web3 with the AI can solve partially. So for example, the data acquisition, we just like the talk is for example, if you want to train your AI and grab your data, you may want to create your data set. And I think the Web3 is a very good way to utilize it because we have something called the token economics, right? And by incentive for the community, we can create the data set together. And the second is the computational resources. There's so many teams already start to build the infra to grab those miners from Ethereum POW to serve for the AI to serve for the AI developers. And this part is also DFINITY what they are doing. The last part is the AIGC management. Because right now there's basically no law or regulation for AIGC IP. So once if we can create the NFT protocol and using code as a law, we don't need the lawmaker to help us protect our the AI content creator. So yeah, appreciate Carsten to introduce the DFINITY grant. I would like to visit back the DFINITY grant as well. We are one of the recipients in early 2022 from the DFINITY developer grant, and we appreciate that. I think if you would like to build your AI, if you want to bootstrap your AI idea, it's there are two parts I think that you can take advantage. The first is the if you are interested to build the infrastructure for AI, which is to support the AI application, the developer program definitely a good fit. For example, if you want to build the NFT standard or protocol for the AIGC IP, that's would be one direction. And another good example is the vector base or the vector databases to support the AI training and directly deploy on ICP on blockchain. That would be a great idea. For DAI grant, this is very new. Just launched on May. DFINITY also gonna release the smart contract directly can run the AI inference and training for on ICP. And if you are developing, if you have idea like creating your AI, I think you definitely want to know more about the DAI grant because it can supporting you for training your AI and get rid of the ridiculous number like the 30,000 per month. Final tips to share with the AI and Web3 developers. I think the first one is definitely a lot of AI developer not probably realized yet. The Web3 is actually very good resources we can get benefits from. The Web3 can leverage the community engagement and also can help the project to outreach the user and also expand your community from zero and also give you financial support. The second is AI right now is on the hype. It's very popular, but it's important I think the founder should understand who is your audience, the true audience, not really someone just like the follow the hype. So even though you want to build the hype, why it works? So yeah, I think those questions is very important. We have been asked so many times. So yeah. The third is very worthy to talk about is the is the advantage? Why do we build the AI on Web3 rather than Web2? I think the answer I will leave to everyone to discuss. And the final is always like think about a solution for 3 challenges: the data acquisition, computational resources, and also how to manage the AI GCIP. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Before I jump off, I want to show you guys the demo of our AI. So we have developed our plugin directly on Canva. Does everyone know Canva? The video creation platform. So we didn't release yet. This is not published. But I'm very happy to share today. So for example, we are making the ads for this video. This video is Dodge Challenger Demon, the sports car. So suppose I'm making the advertisements and I want to make the background music. Now we can use our AI to generate it. Let's generate a new one. Okay, so what do you guys prompt? What do you guys want to prompt? Yeah. The successful prompt I did is the high energy EDM for sports car ads, and the duration we put 25. And then our front end send the prompt to our AI backend, where is on the Google Cloud.
This is real time.
This is real time. This is real time.
So it's hitting prompt up to what server? To
yes.
AWS file?
On GCP. On GCP. Later, if the DFINITY open their smart contract compiling with AI, we want to migrate from GCP to DFINITY.
How did you get your trading?
Oh, that's a good question. We spent.
I started electronic music
Mm-hmm.
So this is really interesting. From back in 1995, we're like, once the internet was digitization, to prompt, to music, to production.
Yeah, let's try. I didn't know what's going on. Let's try and play it. Not bad, right?
So is it going to be limited to like synthesized percussion and tech? Like, how do you layer in other instruments?
Yeah, you use sound effects on top of the audio track from layers.
Well, yeah, because it's fairly, you can tell it's like just drums and keyboards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a drummer, right? So I'm trying to figure out, well, how are you generating this? Because it seems like it's just, let's just find a great beat, right? That's high energy beat, throw in some synth, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much deeper does it go? Can it go more complex? Can you say, listen, I want to throw some violin in there, for example, whatever. I'm just throwing, like, how do you build something more dynamic and inclusive of all the sounds?
Can you keyword in violin and then say throw in some sound effects like fire, crackle, snap, crackle, pop, or different S effects, the sound effects on top of the
Yeah. What? Oh, you guys love prompts. Okay.
Muscle car commercial.
Yeah.
Hard rock music and guitar solo style.
Yeah. Thank you for asking question. Let me answer the first question. Okay. I'm excited that everyone everyone they get curious about what are we building. So the technology we are utilize something called the neural network. The neural network is a black box. We don't know what's going on. So to respond to your question, how did we know the drum or whatever? We don't know. We just feed the AI data to teach the AI, say, okay, for example, one piece of the EDM, we add the description and instruction, tell the AI what is this EDM about in English. So let the AI to parallel learning those pieces of the data, even for millions, even for trillions.
But and AI decided to limit the instruments, shall we say, to just what we heard.
That's
not music. That's like a tenth of music.
Yeah, that's come from the training data, the instruction, the description of the piece of the training data. We tell the AI, for example, we feed the EDM with the drum. We're gonna tell the AI this is the EDM with the drum. And later, when the AI start to learn something, and the AI can identify this is drum like a human. And this is like so amazing. This is a black box. We don't know why the AI can understand it, but they do.
So if you said, energy car commercial with violin, would it come up with some crazy violin track that would be?
Can you try it?
Do we want to try?
I'm curious.
Do we want to try? Okay.
Just to see what it can do. I want to know how diverse it can be, right?
Okay. Okay. Give me the prompt. Give me the prompt. Give me a prompt, please.
Muscle car commercial.
Come on. You can type it here. Yeah, you can type here.
Do one finger though.
Okay, ready? We'll do violin. Okay. Oh, they ready for
Speak while you're typing.
muscle car commercial. Do I just spell it? With violin. With violin in the style of. We can do, that's easier to type.
Oh, that's a little bit hard.
Let's leave out Pantera. How about rock music?
Rock music.
In the style
Yeah, that's gonna work.
of hard rock music.
Hard rock music.
Will that work?
What company are you with?
Octa AI.
All right, fix that.
Okay, fix that.
Yes, let's
and
go.
Let's generate it.
Let's go. Thank you.
Nice. Drum roll, please.
Any other question? I can answer while it's generating. Yeah, please.
So I think they asked about the training data. So what training data do you use for the?
Oh, currently we are using the open source data, which is in the open domain, like for example the MuleScore, and also for different the libraries in different country. They are free license, and then we aggregate all of them.
So is it already labeled, or are you labeling?
Something they are labeled, something they are not, and yeah. To be honest, the data acquisition is most painful for AI projects. Yeah, this is okay. Now it's getting ready. Okay, so I added with this ads and directed play. Let's see what's going on. But it sounds like a rock. Good or bad? Good or bad? Muscle car commercial with a violin. With the violin, there's a violin.
Because like I guess at this point, you know, some of the data was.
Oops, sorry. Give me one moment. It's keep playing it. Yeah.
But I don't think any of them annotate music. So are you guys annotating the music like in-house? Or like what the data annotation?
This is I will say this is smart trick we play with. There's no company are doing the audio data annotation yet. Most of them they are focusing on the image annotation. So so how did we deal with that? We aggregate the music from the music library. They have something called the metadata tags. So for example, the text is cover what is the genre? Does it have vocal? What is the BPM? What is the energy? And blah, blah, blah. And what did we do is put those metadata tags to ChatGPT API and ask ChatGPT, what the hell is that? Yeah, and ChatGPT gave us the description.
Can you quantize the music to a video track so 2 minutes and 10 seconds it has a sound effect?
That is something we are working very hard. We want to quantize it. Say, okay.
Because I want an explosion this when I have a visual asset, I want a parallel emphasis on.
Yes, we want like make the audio controllable. Say, okay, you want a 5 second exact that timing to make the bits or make it something quiet.
Yeah.
So that things we are working very hard to make the audio controllable.
Where were you? Were you in bed at night? Did you guys start this idea? How did the idea come from? You wake up and like you read beers, he sold you. What happened? When you came up with the idea?
So could you say that again? Oh, are you asking me where does this idea come from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you hallucinating? What the hallucinations of the AI?
It's actually it's back to 2021 when ChatGPT 3 coming.
Yeah.
I was reading the paper, the publication from ChatGPT 3. During that time, I was reading it. I find out what did we do is using the transformer to training the data, to training the text to text can solve the problem so good. And then I feel like okay, how about if we play same idea on music?
Waveforms, yeah.
Yeah, and then I talked to my partner, who Yihao, the co-founder. He's the musician and also the AI scientist. And I talked to them to see if this idea valid, and he gave me the positive feedback. Then we start to work on this. Yeah. So.
Okay, last but not least, we have Hot or Not, co-founder of Hot or Not, Utkarsh Goryal, to present.
Okay, I'll just very quickly share my screen. Just confirming, my screen is visible, right? Wonderful. Well, hi everyone. I'm sure you had a long day, so I'll try and keep it a little short and a little interesting, perhaps. So, well, I'm Utkarsh. I am one of the founders at Hot or Not. Hot or Not is very simply a TikTok-like platform on blockchain. So I think the brief that we had while we were, building Hot or Not, or while we were figuring out, what it is that we want to build. The brief was pretty simple. So what is what are the most addictive and evil industries that we have on earth? And we came across two of them: social media and speculation. And we thought, why not fuse the both of them into one platform and get something? And that is where Hot or Not was born. So though it is just we typically say that it's a TikTok on blockchain or on Indian computer, it goes a little way beyond that. So essentially, Hot or Not is a platform where we integrate a social media platform and a gaming platform into one to create something which basically enables monetization or provides monetization avenues for all types of users on the platform. Now, the first question we typically ask or typically get asked is, why do we need something like this? So the reason is, or the answer lies in the existing social media ecosystem, wherein when we look at the ecosystem, more than 98% of the social media users are lurkers or passive observers, and they spend quite a lot of time. So on an average, these users would spend almost 14 billion man hours every day on these platforms, and they're not paid for spending their time on these platforms, right? So if you spend whatever 2.5 hours on social media, that Facebook or TikTok is not paying you for spending the time, though they are earning in billions. You are not getting anything out of it, and that is where Hot or Not comes into play, wherein we are creating an entire social media ecosystem which enables the various types of users to monetize the time that they are spending on our platform. Now, there are various facets to the entire platform. So it starts with obviously the short video sharing, social media, which forms the base of the entire platform, and then the Hot or Not game, which is essentially the gaming ecosystem which we have built on top of that social media. And then there are other aspects, where we are reimagining how social media and its users interact with each other. So the ownership of content on social media, how advertisements work, how the creators interact with their followers or their so-called loyal fans, uh, to even how the governance and the moderation on the platform should work. So now, before we move forward, let's take a very quick look at how Hot or Not, the platform looks like. Yeah, fair enough. So when you log on to hotornot.wtf, you land onto the home feed, which is where you see all the videos that have been uploaded on the platform. And you see, you can scroll through these videos, you can like, comment, share, you can like and share these videos. You can even report some objectionable videos if you have them. Once you have viewed enough video and now you want to participate in the Hot or Not game, that is where you move on to the Hot or Not feed. Now, the Hot or Not game is essentially allows the user to predict the virality of a video. So, if let's say you're watching this video and you feel that this video is quite entertaining. So what you can do is you can select whatever number of tokens you want to bet on or vote on that, and then click on either hot or not. So let's place the bet on hot. Now, these are hourly bets. Unfortunately, I don't have tokens. So these are hourly bets. And at the end of the hour, the user is, if the user voted with the majority, you get twice the tokens back as a reward. Else, you lose that bet and you lose those tokens. So if you see this 21:36 that is there in that, the clock that is running, that is the time which is remaining until the result for this particular hour is going to be out. The video remains in the Hot or Not feed for the first 48 hours only. So the content creator is also incentivized to, create more and more content, because the content creator gets 10% of all the bets that are placed on the video, whether they're placed on hot or not, whether these are winning bets or losing bets, irrespective of that. The creator is paid 10% of all the bets that are placed on this video. So not only is the user who's actually betting on the video is able to monetize, the creator is also able to monetize very quickly. So for example, if you put up a video today, it is very possible that within the first hour itself, you start earning from the video that you've put up on the platform. In addition to the Hot or Not game, the regular works is still there. You can upload a video using either the camera or the gallery. So unfortunately, if I move the camera over here, it'll log me off from Zoom. So I'm not going to do that right now. You can view your wallet balance, your transactions. You can go to your own profile and look at what all content you have uploaded. You can go to somebody else's profile and look at what all content they've uploaded. So if you see this person has already earned 700,000, no, 7.1 million tokens by playing Hot or Not or by engaging in the platform already. So, and then you have other functions like, you can install. So this is a progressive web app wherein you can access this app using Hot or Not on the web, or you can have this installed on your device, whether it's an Android device or an iOS or an iPhone or an iOS device. And not only this, and trust me when I say this, all of this is hosted on blockchain. So whatever you're seeing is actually served from blockchain in the real time, including the videos and the other data that you see on the platform is actually served in real time from the blockchain. And that is where I think internet computer plays a major role in allowing us to create a platform which is at par with what we find in the web 2 world. So something like a TikTok or an Instagram in terms of the user experience, in terms of obviously the security and the privacy. We go a step beyond them, having by virtue of by virtue of using blockchain to host our platform, Hot or Not. So having said that, we've looked at short videos, we've looked at the Hot or Not game. Now, this is not the only game or the entire game that we're looking at. We are already, working on building more complex and more advanced gaming ecosystem on the platform, wherein the players can come and, engage with the short video being the underlying commodity which the users are playing around with. Not only the monetization part, as I said, we are also reimagining how the other aspects of social media work. So, for example, the advertisements. Right now, the advertisers pay the social media companies and then they get to advertise on their platforms. That's it. The user who's actually giving them the attention and is actually getting the advertiser to pay the social media companies is not getting anything out of that entire transaction. On Hot or Not, the way the ad engine is going to be designed is to provide majority of the tokens or the revenue which is generated from ads to the user. So 40% of all tokens which will be generated or spent on advertisements will be given out to the users, as a payment for the attention and the time that they're spending on the platform. So this basically enables us to make it more equitable distribution of wealth across the system, wherein the users are actually being paid for uh, being a pivotal stakeholder in the platform. Even for the content moderation, we are not looking at having a team of, let's say, 100 or 150 people sitting in rows and rows of in an office and then moderating content like we have Facebook or TikTok doing right now. With the content moderation, the way we've designed content moderation is we are actually getting the users to engage in the moderation process. So in order to do that, we have designed a two-layer moderation system, wherein the first line of defense still remains the AI filter, wherein AI basically filters out all the major objectionable content and illegal content like explicit content, violence, gore, pornography, child pornography, and all of those things which are practically or majorly illegal in almost all the geographies across the world. This layer is able to filter out almost 96-97% of the content. But there is some types of content which goes through because fortunately or unfortunately, they're not illegal, but they're objectionable. So something like a political content. Now, in order to take care of whether this content should be accepted on the platform or not, we hand over the reins to the community. So we get our users or we incentivize our users to come and participate in the moderation process on the platform. So what happens is Once a video is reported enough times, so we have a report to the number of views ratio. Once that ratio is hit, the video is taken off the main feed and into the content moderation feed. But the users who have actually signed up for moderation can come there and vote whether this content should be accepted or rejected. And they get a 24-hour window to vote on that. If again the majority plays again in this case, because if the majority says the content is okay, if the content should remain on the platform, if the majority is against the content or rejects the content should be taken off. Fair, a very plain and simple philosophy that we're following. So at the end of the 24 hours, whatever tokens were bet by the losing side are redistributed in the winning side in proportion of the tokens that they have. The thing to be noted over here is the acceptance and the rejection of the content is independent of how many tokens were put up. It is dependent on the number of votes. So even if, let's say, one person or a whale comes on one of the sides and puts up, let's say, 1,000 tokens or 10,000 tokens, it is irrelevant while calculating whether the content should be accepted or rejected. Because at the end of the day, their vote is going to count as one only. Right? So that is where we're able to filter out the objectionable content or whatever the majority feels is not suitable for the platform, away from the platform, and then keep the platform clean enough. Now, looking under the hood, reiterating what I said, that the entire platform is actually built on Internet Computer Protocol. So even the front end and the back end that you see, they're being served right away from the Internet Computer Protocol or from the blockchain itself. Though we are using certain services of Cloudflare and Google Cloud to support the platform, over time we intend to move them also on chain as the Internet Computer ecosystem evolves and we have those capabilities built in-house on the Internet Computer itself. When we stack up Hot or Not vis-a-vis the other platforms in the world, with TikTok or platforms like Chingari, Shorts, or anything else, we see that even though some of these short video platforms have taken up a part of blockchain, particularly the financial part of it, there are aspects of blockchain that they're not looking at. So, for example, the gamification part of it, for example, the reimagining of the ad engine, the decentralized governance, the decentralized moderation part of it. And that is where, Hot or Not is being set apart from the regular or the other channels or the other platforms that you have across the world. This is a little evident from the traction that we have. So in just, I think, 9 months since we are operational, we have had more than almost 170,000 users come onto the platform and use it, posting more than 8.5 million views. And all of these users come from more than 130 geographies right now. So there is no particular geography or no concentration. In fact, I think the majority of the users or the maximum number of users come from Southeast Asia, which contributes, I think, around 6 or 7% to the entire user base. Nothing more than that. And all of this without spending a single percent on user acquisition or marketing of any sort. So entire traffic that you see or entire traction that you see is absolutely organic on the platform. And kudos to the internet computer community, and obviously our users to get us this far in a journey in just a matter of 9 months. So, well, that's all from my side. Hoping to see a lot of you on Hot or Not. If you're looking to log on to Hot or Not, please go on to hotornot.wtf, and I'm sure you'll have a better time spending your time on Hot or Not than TikTok or Instagram, and you get to earn for it. So, cherry on the top. Happy to answer any questions that you guys might have regarding the project or otherwise, please. Thank you.
Please. Yeah.
Good presentation, man. So I was curious, like, a lot of Web3 projects, especially Web3 gaming projects and other dApps, struggle with go-to-market strategies. So it's just like you guys didn't put any money into advertising. Like, what was the approach there?
So we have, we're partnering with the GTM. I think we're using is we're partnering with a lot of projects in the IC ecosystem. I think we have partnered with more than 40-45 projects in the IC ecosystem. And apart from the Web3 audience, the way we are also targeting Web2 audiences we're partnered with significant amount of universities and colleges in India, Canada, and in the European region. So we're getting a lot of traffic from that demographic segment, which is college going students, which is incidentally the most appropriate audience for a social media platform as well. So when we look at the demographic distribution of the audience coming on TikTok or on Instagram, you'll find that the majority of the audience that are there or who's spending the most amount of time is actually between 18 to 25 years of age and mostly college going students. So that is exactly the audience that we are targeting using our partnerships with these universities and colleges in these regions, and that is again helping us get more and more traction on the platform without really spending a lot of money on the GTM or getting users on the platform.
Yeah. Anybody else? Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Utkarsh.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, with that, it concludes today's event. And please, thank you so much for coming to learn and collaborate and find out all about these opportunities. And please take some food home and enjoy all the drinks. And yeah, have a great night. Thank you, guys.